Hey guys, in this video I will show you the new lineups with the new agent KAYO. And firstly we will start on A side with this default Postplant Molotov, which you can do. It's very simple and very easy to remember. Once stand in this corner and then you will simply look up and you will be placing your HUD line, the end of it, into this corner, as you can see right here. It's pretty simple. You just simply place it there, take out your molly and throw it. Very simple, and it lands on this default plant perfectly and kills the enemy in 2 ticks. The second lineup is from the vines, and you want to simply stand at this line like this. You just hug it, then you look up and you see this light bulb. You will be placing it in the left side of this hole between these 2 wires, and you will line it up with this corner, so that way you go just a little bit up like this. Just like this a little. It's very simple and easy to remember, and you throw it then. And once again, it lands perfectly right here. Kills this whole radius around the generator. The third lineup on A side is on this simple default plant in front of the 2 green boxes. You just once again stand in this corner, and you look up and you see this highest and most right spike. And you place your crosshair there on the tip and throw it. It's super easy to remember, and always you can do it always. And it can get you a free kill and easy post plant. Another great molly is gonna be behind this generator, which you can use when you are attacking on A side and you just know that there is someone standing there, or you just wanna get rid of that annoying position. So you just simply stand in this corner again, and you look up and you see this highest spike, and you aim at the tip. And then you go simply a little bit in the middle of it, between those blue and white area, right here. And then you simply throw it. This molly is very useful. It can kill the enemy here. You can use it in a post-plant situation, and they will never stand in that, since they would get killed. Another great lineup which you can use is right behind this. So if there's enemy standing there, which is a quite common spot, I'd say, you can do this simple molly. You just stand on top of this in the middle, right here, and then you just look up and you see once again the most right spike, but this time you will be aiming at the beginning of this blue line right here, and then you just simply throw it. And it's gonna land perfectly behind it. And anyone who'll be holding there, he has to peek you or he's gonna die. It's very useful. On A side, I found this great knife which you can throw, which will suppress the enemies. You just wanna stand in this corner, and you will be using this spot, this corner, and you will place the end of your HUD line there, like this. It's quite easy to remember, and it lands perfectly on sight. As you can see, it will suppress the enemy. It lands on top of the box. And anyone in this radius, as you can see once again, is gonna get suppressed. Anyone heaven, generator, and this corner. But you should be careful, no one in this will be suppressed. Another great tip on this A side, you can do this amazing pop flash. You just simply throw your flashbang over this wall, and it will flash anyone on site, as you can see. It's just very simple. When you are rushing, you just throw it like this, and your teammates can push with it, and it pops right here in the middle in the air, blinding anyone who'd be overlooking this spot. On B side, there is this common plant, and you can do a very simple lineup for your Molotov. It will be like this. You just stand on these boxes in this corner. You will get stuck here sooner, like this. And then you will just simply place your crosshair on this lower spike. And you simply throw it. It lands quite fast and works perfectly. Lands perfectly in the middle. One of the best knives that I found on B is one is here, and you just simply stand in this corner, and you will be using your HUD line, and you will be placing the HUD line at this corner right here. There is this box, and you place it right here, just like this, with the right tip of it, and then you just simply throw it, and it's gonna land perfectly right here on top of it, uncovering anyone who is stairs, backside, or here in this line, or even under here. But still, it doesn't spot these 3 corners, which you should worry about only. But still, it gets you a lot of information, and Works pretty well. And secondly, there's this simple knife in tunnels. You just stand in this corner, and you see this corner where this giraffe is, right here, and you will be placing your knife into this bar, and you jump and throw. And you wanna do it a little bit lower, so you should pre-aim it like this, and then jump and throw. Simple like this, and works perfectly. It suppresses anyone in this corner, market, a lot of market, and anyone on spawn. Super useful. If you don't want these two, that one works great, and this one also works for these stairs. If you are defending on B, you can do this smally to either use it in post plant or to deny the plant. You just want to come from spawn, and you want to find this little ventilation, which quite sticks out, so it's easy to remember. And you place your crosshair there, take out your molly, and you run and throw it like this. Super easy. To si vyděláš piču, ne?
Dobrý byl.
Znova. If you are retaken or you wanna deny the plant, you can do this amazing, If you are retaken or trying to deny the plant on the default box, you can do this lineup. You just wanna see this ventilation right here, which is quite easy to remember, and it sticks out, and you can see it by lining these two walls, and it's gonna be right in the middle. And then you just simply throw it while you are running, and it should bounce off the wall like this. It will bounce off and land perfectly on the spike, killing anyone who is planting or defusing. Another great retake Molotov which you can do on A side is this one. You just want to simply stand in heaven. You can do this when you are trying to deny the plant or retake the site. Just simply stand in the middle of this window, and then you will be using your HUD line and the end of it, and you want to place it right here on the most top of this thing right here on this corner, just like this, and then you simply throw it. It lands quite slow, but it should work every time. Even if they defuse, it works perfectly. If they want to plant, it can still kill them if you throw it fast enough. If you are going B side, you can do these flashes. They are very simple. You just want to throw them through window. First one is this one, or you can do this one. This one is more for CT. It pops right here in the air. This one is gonna blind, probably gonna blind everyone. Or you can do it with bouncing. If you stand in this corner and you bounce it off this wall, that should work well for you as well. It will blind anyone who would be here. Or if there would be anyone holding this corner, he will still get blinded since it pops in the air or somewhere here. Of course you can do your flashes like this as well. Flashne tě to? Tady.
Ne.
Ne?
Tady.
Běž tam prosím doprostřed toho.
Kam je prostřed? No tak teď jsem flashnutý.
Jo.
Byl jsem flashnutý, no.
Jo. Dobrý, to je už stejně. Dělám outro a jebu to. And let's start with Postplant Molotovs on the default plant. So for the first lineup, you just want to stand in this corner, behind this shard, and then you look up and you see this palm, and you place it between these two leaves. Very simple to do. You just get here in this corner, look up, and find this easy V shape, and you throw it right there. Super easy to do, easy to remember, and lands on the spike perfectly every time and fast. Second lineup is right here for this triple box. You just want to stand in front of these two crates. Then you want to look up and you see this tip of this satellite, and you just place your crosshair right there in the middle of it, right here. And then you throw. It will go through it and land on the spike, killing anyone who'd be planting, and it works all the way here. Super useful. If you decide with your team to go to the lamps, you can do this simple knife. Just simply throw it in there. It suppresses anyone who is in hookah and gives you the info if there is someone, and even behind this truck. So this one is one of the best knives, and you can throw this knife even from the showers to gain info for your team. Super useful. On A, and you can do your pop flash for your team. Just simply throw it in this in this space right here, like this. And it will pop and it will flash even anyone at lamps. And this is how it looks from your perspective. It really comes from nowhere. And when it pops really high up, it will blind any enemies pretty much anywhere on site. Right there it pops. First lineup for B is right here on this default spot. You just want to go here on long, stand on this stone and hug the wall. Then you look up and you see these wires that are coming into this tube. And you just simply place your crosshair there and throw your molly. So once again, simply on this stone, look up and see these wires and throw it. Lands fast and kills anyone who would be defusing. For the same spot, you can do even molly from here, in front of the hookah. You just go there and you will be using your hotline, this bottom right corner, and you will be placing it on this corner of this window, right here. So it will look like this. As you can see, on this corner. And then you simply throw it. And this one lands perfectly on top of the spike. And lastly, sometimes your teammates plant even here, and you can use this simple lineup, once again get in the same corner as you did before. However, this time you will be using this line, the hot line, once again. The inner corner of this, above the hookah entrance, right here, where these wood planks are. And you just place your hot line right there. And then you simply throw it. And it lands perfectly on the spike. And even goes into the tube. If you and your team decide to push hookah, you can do this simple knife. Just into that corner. That way it reveals a lot of hookah. That if only if there would be enemy in this corner, he would not get revealed. So this is super useful. If you are coming out flank, you can do your knife like this. Just simply try to hit it on this corner. You have to aim a little bit above. And if it pops here, it covers the whole backside, these corners as well, and a little bit all the way here to elbow. Just like this. And it's super useful and it gives you a lot of info if there's anyone playing on site. I really recommend you doing that. If you have decided that you want to push B, you can do this flash to support your team. You just want to stand anywhere in front of the teleporter and place your crosshair right above these fires. And then when your teammates are ready to push through, you can support them with your flash like this. That way it flashes above them and flashes anyone on site. It pops right there and the enemies have no chance of dodging that flash. And this is how it looks from your perspective. That flash comes out of nowhere and flashes right above here. And it even flashes anyone if there would be anyone in elbow. If you are here on long, you can do this flash. It's very useful. You just want to flash over it, throw it like this, pops perfectly above the side and flashing anyone who would be holding close, under hookah or backside. And this is how it looks from your perspective. It pops in the air, flashing anyone if they would be holding close, elbow, or these corners. They would get blinded, or anyone backside as well. Or if you want to play aggressive here in hookah, you can try doing this flash. Just simply throw this through this window. It will pop in the air and blind anyone who would be waiting and trying to push here. And this is how it looks from your perspective. It comes out of nowhere and it's really hard to predict this play. Firstly, let's do this default plant right here. One of the best lineups and very simple ones is that you want to stand in front of this flower pot like this in this corner, and then you just simply look up and you see this long line. And you want to place your crosshair just above this spot where it crosses this roof, above these leaves, right here. And then you just simply throw it. This lands perfectly on the spike and denies the plant every time. Another very useful lineup is for this default spot, and it's pretty much the same spot. However, this time you are standing on top of the flower pot and you will be placing your crosshair right here. Once again, this time you are using the more left line, and once again where it crosses these green leaves with this roof. just like this. It's very simple to remember. Both these mollies are very useful and it deals a lot of damage. Another lineup is right here and you can do it simply from heaven. You just want to stand in this corner and you just simply place your crosshair right here. In this spot. Not much to think about. Enemies cannot see you and it works perfectly. Now let's move to a useful knife. You can do this knife, which is very handy. And you can simply line it up with this corner. And it's really up to you if you want to do it more to the left or to the right. The first knife will look like this, and the other one you place it on this corner where there is a dark spot. Like this. The first one lands right here, covering pretty much the whole side and a little bit of elbow. And this one covers elbow and more into heaven and also these corners. So it's really up to you. And then there's this very simple knife which you can do always. You can always do. It's just by simply lining this like this. And you just throw it. It will land right here, and if there is anyone who is on this corner, he cannot use his ability, and you can try to dash in with your jett and try to get an open kill. Then there is this amazing pop flash which you can do. You just want to line this tower and these leaves. You just want to stand here on this ramp. It doesn't have to be super precise, and you just throw it like this. This flash pops in the air, and it flashes anyone on side. Here who's holding elbow, spawn, or here. It's very useful. And this is how it looks from your perspective. If you are here on site, this flash comes out of nowhere and blinds you. Now let's move on to B side and start with this default plan. There is this super cool lineup which you can do. You will be using your end of your hotline, this little tip, and you will be placing it into this corner right here. Just like this. As you can see, I will zoom on it. You want to place this little line right into this corner. And then you throw your molly. You can either deny the plant or kill anyone who is defusing. Super useful and lands perfectly on the bomb. You can do your molly from tunnels as well. You just want to stand behind this box and place your crosshair right on this corner of this square. And then you just run and throw. Like this. It bounces off perfectly and lands on the spike. Another lineup which you can do, sometimes I see my teammates plant here when we come from heaven, and you can do your lineup from here, all the way here. It's very simple. You just stand in this corner and then you place your crosshair here under this roof corner, right here. Super easy, lands fast and works great. The best knife which I found is probably like this one. It's hard to break and it lands right on this corner, covering anyone who's backside, side, or this corner as well, and it works great. And also you can maybe try this one. You just want to stand in this corner next to this dustbin, and then you place your crosshair on top of this light on the right side and you throw your knife light right there, and it's gonna land right here on the back, in the back side, in this box, covering a little bit of heaven, spawn, and anyone who would be side. And lastly, the flash combo that I found is pretty useful, I guess. You can use it with your teammates, but you will most likely flash them, so if you are solo, you should try this rather than with your teammates. And the first flash you throw is just simply right here. Then you wanna peek, and it pops behind this corner, and if you white peek, the enemies would get blinded or they would hide away. Run away. And the other flash, if you throw that one, you just throw the other one right here. You can pick heaven, or if there would be anyone on side, he will be blinded again. Very useful. And we will start here on A side, and these lineups are pretty simple, especially the first one. You just want to stand next to these sandbags, then you want to look up and just place your crosshair on this tip right here, and you simply throw your molly. This molly lands pretty fast and will kill anyone who will be defusing. Very useful. Once again, you just want to stand next to the sandbags, look up, and just place your crosshair on this corner. Second lineup is when you don't have as much time to run all the way here. You just want to stand here behind these bricks, and then you just simply place your crosshair in the line right here in the middle. use this corner, and you just place it right here in the middle. And simply throw it. And it lands perfectly on the bomb site. Third Molotov, which you can use on the same spot, you just wanna stand here. You can use it to either deny the plant or sometimes even in post-plant situation. You just wanna stand in the middle of this first plank in this door frame, and then you will be using this light bulb. And you will place there your hot line. You wanna place it just somewhere around it. Doesn't have to be super perfect and precise. And you just wanna place it like this. This little tip should be a little bit under it or on it. Doesn't really matter. What I like to do is to put it a little bit under it though, so that way it lands better. And this is all you have to do. You just come here, line it up with the light bulb, and throw it. It lands perfectly on the default. So once again, just simply stand in the middle, put it on the light bulb, and throw it. And you can do it even a little bit further if you want. It just really depends how far you want to throw that molly, where the enemies plant. So you can do both of these. Let's move on to B side. There is only one lineup that I could have found, and this lineup is pretty easy as well. You just want to stand right here next to this flower pot, and then you just simply find this left thing, and you just want to place it right here in the middle of it. On this roof, on this piece, between those two, right here. And this is where you want to place your crosshair. It's pretty simple. And then you just simply want to hold a W and throw it, but don't run for too long. You just want to press it and throw, like this. That way it will land on the bomb perfectly and super fast, killing anyone who would be defusing. This lineup can be very helpful. So once again, you just want to do it, stand next to the flower pot, use this most left one and the middle one, and just place your cross in between them, and throw it just a little bit around. Like this. Lands perfectly every time and gets you a free kill. And lastly, let's move on to C side. And those lineups are once again pretty easy. For the first one, you wanna stand right here in the back and stand in the middle of this little window, right here. Then you look up and you will be using this corner, and you want to line them up like this, so that they are in the right angle. This and this corner. And you simply throw it, and it will land perfectly in the middle of it, covering this whole bomb site. Super easy and lands pretty fast. If you planted the bomb more right to this corner, you can do this lineup as well. You just want to stand here in the back, in this corner this time. And there are these mountains, and you just want to find this tip, and it's the one a little bit under the middle one right here. It's pretty easy to remember. You can see it immediately, and you just simply throw it, and it will land like this. It still covers from here to here, but most lands for the middle part. Then there are two more defensive ones. First one is right here, and you will be using this this plank, which is supporting the roof, and you will place the HUD line there like this. As you can see, I placed it in the top corner. Doesn't have to be in top, it can be really in the middle. Doesn't have to be that perfect, but you just want to place it around this area, and then you simply throw it. That way it lands perfectly in the middle here, and anyone who would be defusing is a free kill. And this is a great to use if you're trying to deny the plant. It can get you a kill very easily. And last time you can do very similar thing from spawn. You just want to stand in the middle of this window. This is the most left one, like this, and you will be using this line right here between those two windows and this bottom corner, and you just simply go up until you are in the right angle with those two, so somewhere around here, and you simply throw it. Once again, this is good to use in a post plant, or even if you are trying to deny the plant. As you can see, it covers the whole bomb site. Firstly, let's start with this simple plant next to the generator. You just wanna do it like this. You wanna stand somewhere here in front of this rope, and then you wanna place your cursor right on top of this section where these lines cross, and you just take out your molly and you run and throw it, simply like this. That way it bounces off the wall and lands in front of this generator and kills anyone who would be defusing. Super easy to do and can win you a lot of time if you plant it there and you use your sage wall. Like, then there is this simple lineup on this default spot. You just want to stand here in the back, hug this wall, and you want to place your crosshair right here, this corner. And then you just simply hold W and throw it, like this. It bounces off perfectly and lands on anyone who is defusing, and catch you get a free kill. You can also do this from a different angles, but I found that this one works the best. You just want to line it up with this corner and this. So you just do it like this until you are in the same height, and you throw it. This one lands on the bomb, however it doesn't land it perfectly. However, if there is still anyone defusing, it will kill them still, so this can be helpful, and if they decided that they want to run away, they will still get a lot of damage. If you are pushing to A side, you can try this flash. You just want to place your crosshair right here, where this wall starts, and you just simply take out your flash and you throw it, and you run forward, and it pops right here behind the corner, and if there's anyone holding it, you can peek with it right away and get a free kill. Or you can just chase this guy who will fall back and try to kill him. On A side, you can do your knife like this. Just simply throw it somewhere here in the middle on this box. And as you can see, the radius is really big. There's only this corner where the enemies won't get surprised, or this spawn area. And even a little bit of heaven, because as you can see, like this, it gets all the way here. So usually players will be here and not anywhere else. If the enemies are planting, you can try doing your molly just like to bounce it off this little triangle. Just place your crosshair and throw it with running forward like this. It will bounce off and it will land on the spike and kill anyone who is defusing, or it will at least get them off the bomb. So just simply when you are trying to deny the plant, just stand on these stairs and throw it while running forward. It will bounce off and kill anyone who is defusing or planting. On Icebox there is this super cool lineup which you can do. Just whenever you plant here somewhere, it will still get them, and it's just very easy to line up. You just want to stand on top of these barrels, and then there is this big star, and then you just simply go straight up till you hit this corner of this thing right here, and you just place your crosshair and throw it. It will go slowly on the bump, well, not really slowly, it's pretty much fast enough, and land perfectly here, denying any plant, which this molly is super useful and deals a lot of damage to the enemies who might be defusing. Whenever you are pushing, you can do this simple flashbang. You just take it out and you just throw it over this green container like this, and you can simply peek with it. It blinds anyone here who might be holding here close or all the way to snowman, or even if there is someone holding here, since it pops high up in the air and they have no chance of seeing that coming. It goes there and pops somewhere here. Also, another way, if you wanna pop flash this, you can try to bounce your flash like this. You simply bounce it off and it pops right here all the way in the back, and it gets you this perfect pop flash in the air, and the enemies would have no chance of dodging that. So once again, just like that, and the enemies would get blinded unless they are very close. And for the knife, you can either use your knife just simply to get info about this container. You can throw it pretty much anywhere. Then you can also use it to get info for snowman, or you can just simply do it if you were gonna get info about site, to throw it like this. As you can see, it lands right here and gets you a lot of info if there's anyone on site or behind. And let's start with this default plant, and you can do your lineup from here. This lineup is very simple. All you have to do is go into this vent area and stand next. You want to hug the wall where these cables are, like this. Then you just want to look up, and there is this hole, this window in the roof, and you just place your crosshair simply right here, and you simply throw it. This molly is super easy to remember and can be very helpful since it lands pretty fast on the bomb and lands perfectly in front of the pyramid. Another lineup which you can do from the same spot is into this middle area. However, for this molly, you don't want to be hugging these cables. You want to stand on the right side of this, where this calculator is, just like this. It doesn't have to be super precise, it will still land there. And once again, you are using the same corner. However, this time you are standing just a bit more to the left of it. And you throw it, and this molly will land perfectly in the middle. And also for this spot, you can do another lineup right from here. If you are trying to retake or the enemies are already on site, you can try doing this. You want to stand where this pillar, this metal pillar is, which stands out, as you can see. And you just once again hug it in the middle. And then you see this vent, and there is this corner. And you just simply place your crosshair in the middle of this vent. So somewhere here. And then you throw it. Super easy, it goes straight over it and bounces off twice and lands on the spike. There are also simple mollies which you can do from this tunnel. You just want to stand in this elbow, and then you just want to bounce it off this wall, and you want to run and throw it like this. It's super easy to do, lands always in front of the spike and can get people off it. It really depends on you how you want to throw it, if you want to throw it more to the back or you just want to do it. And also you should pay attention how these walls are aligned, since it can bounce off like this and it can be a problem. So you should all try to bounce it off this one like this. That way it will land in front of this pyramid. From tunnel you can do a very simple flash. You just want to do it like this. If you're coming out of this little elbow area, you just do it like this and it's a little pop flash for you. You throw it, left click, and you peek with it, and anyone who'd be holding behind the pyramid, the flash pops here. And you can peek with it very easily and it never blinds you. It also blinds anyone who is close or holding different angles. So it's very useful. On A side there are 3 knives that might be useful. First one is simply this one. You just throw your knife right here. And that suppresses anyone behind the side. Or when you are coming out of it, you can try doing this one. If there would be anyone close behind this corner, he will get suppressed. And then lastly there is this one. It works more on the back side. It still suppresses anyone who is here, but it doesn't get this corner, so it might be a problem. But gets you a lot of info since it lands right here. So this is one of the best ones. As you can see, the radius of it. Anyone behind this pyramid, here, here, and here. So this can be a pretty useful one. On B side there are not many lives, but I found this one, which can be sometimes useful. You do it from these boxes, from these barrels. And you just simply look up and you will be using your HUD line. You take out your molly and you use your bottom left corner of the HUD line and you place it into this little window which is there right here, and it crosses the border of this wall. Like this. Then you throw it. And it lands perfectly on the bomb. It can get useful sometimes, but it is really situational. However, it is quite easy to remember. If you have decided that you want to push B, you can try doing this flash. This one doesn't flash you and flashes anyone on site. You just want to throw it so that way you are aiming in the middle of this ledge. And you just run forward and throw it like this. You throw it, you wait a bit, and you can peek with it and it blinds anyone since it pops right here in the air. And if you peek sooner, usually enemies will try to look away. You can try to get a surprising kill like this. It bounces off, it doesn't flash you, and the enemy gets blinded, and you can get a free kill. On B side, there are not many knives, but you can do knives like these that can be useful. For example, this one. You simply get info if there is anyone behind this. You can do it backside as well. Or just simply try to hit this corner, and it gets a lot of info since it lands right there and it almost gets into this corner all the way, but you should be careful about that one still. So that's about it. That's about Breeze with KAYO. Those were some simple lineups and some few tricks that might be useful. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, and see you guys soon.